Rush to help Minnesota diabetics afford life-saving insulin. Senate Republicans are set to reveal their plan later this morning at the Capitol.
Ellery McCarville is in St. Paul. And Ellery, it sounds like they're actually getting one step closer to an agreement here.
Yeah, could be, Chris. At 10:30 this morning, that's when Senate Republicans are going to make their insulin assistance proposal known. They're going to make that announcement. And for months we've been covering this issue. We've been talking with diabetics who can't afford their insulin. People are going to Canada to get it for cheap. And we've been following one mother's journey after her son died because he couldn't afford his insulin. Now, lawmakers have heard all of these stories just like we have, but they still have not come to an agreement. Now, to give you some background, during the last legislative session, the Democrat-controlled House passed a bill to provide a 90-day emergency insulin supply to diabetics who can't afford it. Well, they wanted to pay for it by increasing fees on pharmaceutical companies and suppliers. But the Republican-controlled Senate didn't hold hearings on this bill because they thought drug companies would sue and tie things up in court. Now, DFL House leaders say they'll have an insulin assistance bill ready by the end of this month. They are going to be holding several meetings to get community input, and one of those is happening tonight at 6:30 at Richfield City Hall. And the fact that both of these proposals could come out within the same month could be quite significant because the governor has said if both sides can come to an agreement, he will call a special session here at the Capitol to try and hammer out and pass a bill. And that would be well before the regular session starts early next year. So today we're going to have a crew here covering that announcement from Republicans at 10:30. So stay with KARE 11 online, on our app, on social media, and of course on air. Back to you.